place composting units in each area where our transmission is heard to achieve sustainability, and then again they contribute to other things. So that's about it. Thank you.
Terrific case study. Any comments on new media, mobile, wireless, any future plans?
All our live programs are done.
Okay, sure. Okay, our next speaker is going to be from Sri Lanka, Yal Devi and Friends Private Limited.
Hello, hi. I'm Sharon Krishnamurthy. I'm representing Yal Devi. Yal Devi is a Yal Devi is actually a train's name. Let me show you that. Which connects north and south part of the Sri Lanka, and the concept is actually Sri Lanka, or maybe that was under the war more than 30 years, not one, not 10, not 20, 30 years, and I was born on 1985. The war was in high stage. Maybe I was growing in that situation until I graduate. So most of the time, a lot of these things, and maybe 2 days of each month we would be in Banga. Banga, in sense, it's a room under the floor. If I will like, my mother would be like this, because she was covering me from the shells and the gunshots. A lot of stories were told inside the Banga from my grandfather, from my grandmother, even my parents. A lot of stories which is not written yet, because the war is just over. After I moved from Jaffna to Colombo, after my graduation, I worked in different places, in Singapore, in Sri Lanka, in different other countries. And my community, that Tamil community, is divided by some people already living in Colombo, some people living in Jaffna. The total difference. These guys are very updated, but these guys, they were staying behind for 15 years because of the war. They don't know. They were just studying. They were reading books, but they don't have any other updates. They were just left behind. After I moved to Colombo, I saw a lot of problems in my community. Simple thing I can say, they don't socialize. They have money, they have huge buildings, they stay inside, they don't share anything, because after they move to Colombo, they just buy some flats and stay inside, they don't share, they don't come out. But these guys are very brainy, even my grandfather, no one can speak English like him. But my generation, I was studying in Tamil, and a lot of things like that. So I needed something, because I have a lot of experience, I have met a lot of people, I have traveled a lot, I have watched a lot of movies, even in different languages. I read about a lot of cultures and things. So I need something to share. I know these guys, they can write, they are educated well, but because of the war, they were staying there. no communication. But these guys can write. They can speak a lot, basically. I started to develop a kind of application, just for fun. Nothing nothing, this is the logo, Yaldevi, it's a train. And the upper thing is the corporate logo of Yaldevi. It's Yaldevi and Friends. I have registered that as a private limited. I just want to do that under the domain. And this is the Tamil population in Sri Lanka. And this is Colombo, this is Jaffna. So there is no communication. These guys, a lot of Tamils are living in Colombo, but a lot of Tamils are living in Jaffna, but no communication. Even not on Colombo, there are a lot of people living in the other place, eastern part of Sri Lanka. And what is Yaldevi? It's a tool. Share your thoughts, views, and experience. And I can say in Yaldevi, a common place to see the other people's thoughts, views, and experience. This is the interface. Actually, it's very clean. If you can see, I just put, I'll translate that. The first one is world. The second one is Sri Lanka. The third one is India. Fourth one is Singapore, then Malaysia, then South Africa, then Canada, Australia, Britain, France, and Germany. All these countries, the Tamil diaspora is there. The people moved from Sri Lanka. So these are the main countries the Tamils are living. And I have some categories there. This is categories. Well, there is a comedy and politics, experience, stories, poems, essays, cinema, and and blogs, sports and technology, economic, music, and art, news, and cooking, and non-categorized. These are the categories. So if you have block, maybe my grandfather, he can write. He can write in English, he can write in Tamil. He can write, but nobody reads it. Even he sends that to a newspaper, no one will publish it because of maybe the politics and these things. So this is a common medium for him. He can publish it. He can create his own blog. He can publish it, and he can link it with the other. That will synchronize his blog and publish it on the internet. This is the common interface of logging in. You can log in, and this is the blog. This is my blog. I also write little things. This is my blog, and there are things you can see. This is the synchronization button. You can synchronize the blog with Yaldevi. And see, I wrote about some things. That is, first article is Brahmi. It's a caste, and a lot of poems and all. And if you want to see that in Yaldevi, if you click on it, you can see this is my article, this is my blog, and it is loading inside the Yaldevi. So you can vote, the green button, and you can share it, you can like it, and that will be published on your Facebook wall. So if your friends see that, they can come and read the blog. And another thing is, after I made this just 1 year before, now 500 people, more than 500, now around 600 maybe, and people are writing and reading, and so I thought to put that under a domain. So I have registered that as a company. This is my corporate website of that company. So so this is what I want. People are meeting, they are sharing the knowledge, maybe different ages. A little one, maybe a lot of university guys. This is an old guy sitting there. This is another person. So this is second meetup. Another meetup is within 2-3 days. They are going to do. And we got an award from ICTA. And I'll just show you something. The power of this thing. The first article shared here is about AIDS. Someone wrote about an article. He says the AIDS patients also humans, and he wrote an article about that. And another article here. There's somebody complaining about cable TV operators in Jaffna, and even there's a story about the spectrum on the website. So this is about Yaldavi, and we have just started, only 1 year, and we have 500, around 600 people, and we are getting enough hits. Just 3 or 4 months before I have monetized it. We are selling this content to foreign media. We have a diaspora in UK, Canada, and all. So we make a bit of money. We need some money to run this website, to host it. We have 2 blade servers with redundancy, and we need some money because we are developers. We are sitting and developing. We need some money to chill out on Saturdays and Sundays. So we have monetized it, and we are earning around 120,000 per month, and we are sharing that with people who write articles. This is about Java. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, good time check. It's about 4:35. We've got about 1 hour to go and another 3 presentations.
Only 2 speakers, 1 speaker.
Oh, one more. Wait.
Just see. I don't think the next 2 are there. Just see. Noakhali Web, is somebody from Noakhali Web?
Bangladesh, Noakhali Web. No, I think they had visa problems. They couldn't come here.
Nila FM also, I don't think there's somebody here. So we go straight to Kongu.
Okay, great. Kongu Community Radio from India, protecting planet Earth and combating global warming.
Also, Tangraj is the head of Department of Physics in Kongu, and he's also the head of the community radio station there. Again, one of the oldest stations in India, Tamil Nadu. And Tamil Nadu has the maximum number of CR stations in India, by the way. 35 operational.
That's some problem solved.
Good.
Good afternoon to the chairperson and other persons and the moderator and the experts, other fellow community radio stations and alternative news media. I was just wondering why these two are combined together. Alternate news and community broadcasting. Community broadcasting, we don't do any news. We are prohibited. And I am going to present today only about the Planet Earth project, not what we have done. We have been running for 6 years now. The second community radio in Tamil Nadu and third in India. So 6 years, all those things I am not going to read. We will concentrate mainly on only Planet Earth. Okay, this is I have just touched through. I have 40 slides. No problem. Okay, this is a training program which community radio undertook in Kerala for community people how to produce community broadcasts. And these are some of the awareness programs on climate change which I have personally conducted, went to all those schools. Some of the photos I am showing. Mainly concentrating on 7th, 8th, 9th standard students, along with the local chairman of the Panchayat Union and all the people connected with Panchayat schools. And till date I have met about 3,000 students talking about Planet Earth, say how to save Planet Earth and so on. Along with that, This is in Chikkayanakar College, Erode. This is a matriculation school in Erode, our own school. And I have gone to education colleges where the teachers will have to have some sort of an understanding so that they can communicate to the children. I went to many teacher training institutes, including District Institute of Educational Trainings. This is at our own District Institute of Education Training and some more schools. And many awareness programs on climate change, as I told you. All these programs, as somebody was telling, are recorded. We tell the children that this will be broadcast on that particular day, so they go home, insist on their parents also to listen. Now, these are some special programs which we have done. July 20th, 2009, 40 years of man landing on moon, and lunar eclipse myth and reality, that is 2009. This is tree planting undertaken on behalf of community radio. These people from American Consulate came. We conducted 3 days programs based mainly on global warming. My capability as public affairs officer at that time, now he is in Delhi. This is again our own school where we went and started the program on Planet Earth. This is people from China Radio who came and planted some tree there. China Radio Tamil service. And I conducted a one-day workshop on global warming where we had a meteorologist and another scientist for taking part for teachers and students. Energy conservation, many competitions are conducted and some experts came and they distributed the awards to the students. Awareness program again, another college. This is a unique scheme of Tamil Nadu government where they pick out students of 9th standard and train them in science. And the district camp was held at Vasavi College and I had the opportunity to display the DST posters and all that and then tell them about global warming. These students in turn came to the studios and then produced some programs also. These are some other, this is a Kalayarasi of China Radio Tamil service in Kongu Community Radio. Okay. This is one unique program which I conducted for local media professionals. Role of media in earthwise living, so that they can at least communicate whatever we say. They should understand and try to publish in a way that people can understand. And some 27 local media people, including television and newspapers, attended. Mahadevan, former All India Radio, Doordarshan, BBC person is there. He's speaking. These are the listeners. And nature walk was organized for school students so that they collect samples, understand about biodiversity and so on. These are some students presenting their findings. Some certificates and prizes are given. And of course, Kongu Community Radio won the best campus community radio in 2008. Thank you.
That was Manthan Award or which award? 2008? 2008 award was Manthan Award.
Radio Dunia.
Oh,
It is not there now, so I am still holding the
so they stopped it.
current champion.
Can you just go back to the previous slide? Okay, so.
And few things which I have not mentioned. Can I take 1 minute, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Apart from all these things, I have talked about global warming in a very popular TV channel about global warming, which fortunately permitted me to have a 1 hour program, out of which 40 minutes was on community radio, what community radio is doing. Also AIR's Kodai FM, Kodaikanal FM, which is the most popular AIR commercial channel, 1 hour live phone-in program on community radio. Another 1 hour live phone-in program on global warming. So wherever we go, we try to, on behalf of community radio, we try to spread the message. As I told you, I was talking only about, mostly about global warming. Thank you.
That's why 1/3 of all the CR stations in India are from Tamil Nadu.
As I said, the problem is, some of the stations are interfering with me now.
It's 90.4, yes. Right. Shall we take the comments from
Yeah, we actually
Dr.
have just
Mupudi?
one more speaker, not on the list, but has been added to the program. Wanted to come to the front. Sarman Nagile from MP Post, Madhya Pradesh Post,
Okay.
another venture in E-News.
They were a finalist, I think, last year.
Yes, he was a finalist last year.
Hello. हेलो ये आज का जो सब्जेक्ट है अल्टरनेटिव न्यूज़ एंड ब्रॉडकास्ट मीडिया, तो मेरा जो 2-3 बातचीत करने का जो इरादा था वो ये है कि अल्टरनेटिव न्यूज़ जो हो वो क्या है और मीडिया कितने प्रकार का है, इसका असर क्या हो रहा है, इससे लोग किस तरह से जुड़ रहे हैं और इसका इम्पैक्ट क्या है। तो मीडिया 5 प्रकार का है। पहला आकाशवाणी है, दूरदर्शन है, सरकारी मीडिया है, समाचार पत्रिका है, टीवी चैनल है, सोशल मीडिया है और अब मोबाइल मीडिया भी आ गया है। अब आकाशवाणी का तो बहुत पुराना अपना इतिहास है, पत्र पत्रिकाओं का भी पुराना है, लेकिन टीवी चैनल 13 साल का है और जो सोशल मीडिया उसका 4 साल का टाइम है। लेकिन 4 साल के मीडिया ने 38 साल और 55 साल और 13 साल की मीडिया को पीछे कर दिया है। अब मोबाइल मीडिया का आप ये देखिए कितना असर है कि लोग एसएमएस के थ्रू न्यूज़ को एक गांव से लेकर अपने इंटरनेशनल और नेशनल और स्टेट में डिसेमिनेट करते हैं और ये एसएमएस का इतना ज़्यादा इम्पैक्ट है कि मेरी जो 139 जो रेलवे की सर्विस है उसके जो हेड है उनसे मेरा बातचीत हुआ था, मैंने उनको इंटरव्यू किया था। उनका ये कहना है कि एक दिन में 5 लाख लोगों का एसएमएस उनके पास आता है, एक दिन में। अच्छा, जो न्यू मीडिया है वो पुराने मीडिया को जो है ना सपोर्ट कर रहा है और जो मोबाइल मीडिया में भी अब जो एम पेपर जो जिस तरह से आ रहे हैं, ऑलमोस्ट बिग मीडिया हाउसेस वो एम पेपर की तरफ जा रहे हैं और लगभग उसका लोग यूज भी करने लगे। अब जहां तक ये न्यू मीडिया और ओल्ड मीडिया का मामला है तो ओल्ड मीडिया जो है ना न्यू मीडिया को सपोर्ट कर रहा है। लाइक न्यूयॉर्क टाइम्स का न्यूज़पेपर था तो आज वो उनकी वेबसाइट भी है, तो वेबसाइट पर वो ओल्ड मीडिया न्यू मीडिया को प्रमोट कर रहा। साथ साथ न्यू मीडिया जो है वो जर्नलिस्ट को भी प्रमोट कर रहा। लाइक आज तक के जर्नलिस्ट के पास लाइव करने का उसके पास राइट्स नहीं है या वो उस तरह की स्टोरीज कर नहीं पा रहा। जैसे कि ओबामा जब भारत आए थे तो वहां पर मीडिया के बीच में जो अमेरिकन गवर्नमेंट के जो मीडिया ऑफिसर थे और भारत के जो मीडिया के लोग थे उनके बीच में किस तरह का संवाद हुआ था, वो किस तरह की मीडिया को रिस्ट्रिक्शन को लेकर अड़ गए थे, लेकिन वो चैनल में नहीं आ सकता था। लोगों ने अपने ब्लॉग पर दिखाया, लोगों ने अपने वेबसाइट्स पे लिया है। तो जो मीडिया है वो कहीं ना कहीं जो पुराने मीडिया के रूप, जो पुराने मीडिया का स्वरूप है उसमें वो एक विकल्प के रूप में आ रहा है। अब न्यू मीडिया जो है ना वो आरटीआई को मैक्सिमम सपोर्ट कर रहा है। बाकी मीडिया तो ठीक है, चैनल में तो आरटीआई की कोई किसी तरह की खबरें आती नहीं है, अखबारों में कोई कॉलम चलती नहीं है, लेकिन न्यू मीडिया में एक सेक्शन दे दिया है। न्यू मीडिया जो जितनी तरह से जिस तेजी के साथ में आम जन को और बाकी सेक्टर को सपोर्ट कर रहा उतना दूसरा मीडिया कोई भी नहीं कर रहा। अब ये न्यू मीडिया का ही असर है कि देखिए आप जब भारत में जो सांसद घूसखोरी कांड हुआ था तो कोबरा पोस्ट ने उसको उसका ऑपरेशन किया था। अभी ललित मोदी का जो मामला आया वो भी वेबसाइट के थ्रू आया, ट्विटर के थ्रू आया, फेसबुक के थ्रू आया। अभी जो लेटेस्ट जो 2G स्पेक्ट्रम का जो मामला आया वो भी डिफरेंट न्यूज पोर्टल और वेबसाइट के माध्यम से वो न्यूज़पेपर में और मैगजीन में आया, पहले इसको न्यूज पोर्टल ने पिक किया है। अब जो इसके बाद एक और मेरा अपना पक्ष है कि जो इंग्लिश का जो मीडिया है वो एक ठहराव की स्थिति में है। अब हिंदी का मीडिया जो है ना, जो हिंदी का व्यूअर्स है वो तेजी के साथ बढ़ रहा है और हिंदी का जमाना है। इंग्लिश तो ठीक है, उसका एक अपना व्यूअर्स है, उसका एक वो अब ठहराव की स्थिति में है, लेकिन हिंदी को ज्यादा प्रमोट करना पड़ेगा। इसीलिए हिंदी पर गर्व करो, हिंदी को अभियान दो और इसके साथ साथ जो यूनिकोड है उसको सपोर्ट करो, उसको यूज करो। भारत सरकार की भी कुछ योजना है, लाइक जून 2012 में पूरे देश की ग्राम पंचायतें जो है ना वो नेटवर्क ब्रॉडबैंड से लैस हो जाएगी। तब आप देखिए कि इस मीडिया का कितना इम्पैक्ट पड़ेगा और ये किस तरह से लोगों के बीच पहुंचेगा। अब जो CSC है, कॉमन सर्विस सेंटर जो है ना पूरे भारत में खुल रहे हैं, वो भी एक जो है ना गांव में किस तरह से लोगों को इस मीडिया के माध्यम से सपोर्ट करेगा, ये आने वाला समय बताएगा। इस मीडिया का इतना असर है कि मध्य प्रदेश सरकार ने तो खैर उसको मान्यता दी है, लेकिन भारत सरकार ने भी इस मीडिया को रिकॉग्नाइज किया है। लाइक जो प्रवासी भारतीय दिवस होता है NRI डे, उसमें न्यू मीडिया के लिए अलग से उन्होंने एक्रेडिटेशन के लिए फैसिलिटीज देकर रखी है और इस मीडिया का तेजी के साथ जो है ना इम्पैक्ट पड़ रहा है। इस मीडिया का असर ये है कि चाहे वो भारत सरकार के बहुत सारे डिपार्टमेंट हो, चाहे वो दूसरे स्टेट हो, मध्य प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री ने भी अपनी एक अलग से वेबसाइट शुरू की है ideasforcm.in, ideasforcm.com, ideasforcm.org। उस पर देश से विदेश से, उनके मध्य प्रदेश से कहीं से भी लोग उस स्टेट के डेवलपमेंट को लेकर, उस स्टेट के उत्थान को लेकर अपने सजेशन दे सकते हैं और वो सारी प्रक्रिया ऑनलाइन है। मैं चूंकि हिंदी भाषी बैठ से हूँ और मेरा अपना टंग भी हिंदी है और मैं काम भी हिंदी में कर रहा हूँ। पिछले 6 साल से मेरी वेबसाइट रन कर रही है mppost.org के नाम से। और जब यूनिकोड या इस मीडिया का इतना ज्यादा प्रचलन नहीं था तब मैंने उस क्षेत्र में कदम रख दिया था और मेरी वेबसाइट से बहुत सारे न्यूज पोर्टल, बहुत सारे जर्नलिस्ट, बहुत सारी एजेंसी उससे पिक करती है, उसको सपोर्ट भी करती है। और मंथन अवार्ड से मैं पिछले 3 साल से जुड़ा हूँ और उनका पार्टनर भी रहता हूँ, इस साल भी पार्टनर हूँ। और स्टेट में जो भी ICT के जो इनोवेटिव जो होते हैं उसको मैं प्रमोट करने का काम करता हूँ और फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट। और ये मेरा पूरा जो काम करने का तरीका है फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट है। धन्यवाद।
Thanks so much. I think we've taken us to the next part of the session already, which is recommendations. But let's first hear from Sandeep.
In the interest of time, I'll keep it very short. But I think each case study is impressive in itself. But the comments that follow come more from my academic scholarly perspective more than your practitioner perspective. So I appreciate the time and the persistence and the effort that goes into each of these websites. But going with the focus of the session in terms of, I had a different impression of what each case study was going to be, in the sense like when it was alternative news, I had a different impression of alternative news. What we ended up with is alternatives in terms of technology, alternatives in terms of content, alternatives in terms of ownership, alternatives in terms of function, right? And frankly, I didn't see much difference between you and the big players. More because community has a different impression in my mind, because the ownership is by the stakeholders, the policy, the running is by the stakeholders, and from the impression I got, it's like the functionality was very top down in each of the case studies, or most of the case studies, where it's like you go into a community and you pick and choose. At least that's the impression I got. Maybe I'm wrong, but you said it was an academic project, but and the whole focus seems to be on revenue generation. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but personally, I had a different impression of community. It's more the public service broadcasting kind of model I was looking at. But even in your models, I really didn't see much difference between entrepreneurial spirit or starting some kind of a project, right, that caters to a certain need in that community, but you are outsiders going in and basically creating this radio station or creating this newspaper or creating this thing and trying to do it for them. And I have a big problem with that in terms of telling other people how to do things. And I worked with Sangam Radio 10 years ago, and I really like that model because it all comes from the stakeholders. Even there's some outside interference from PV Satish and DDS and all that, but so there's nothing wrong with that, but having accepted that what you're doing is, let's say, community, the kind of model that can really raise a lot of revenue for you is, I hear all of you are doing SMSs. SMSs are a very big source of revenue. I don't know if any of you are even, just look at reality shows on television. They have partnerships with telecom companies. Every SMS costs a certain amount of money. It's split equally between the program. No, I'm talking about Telugu television. I'm talking about my classmates doing reality shows.
But television is different.
Yeah, but
you can't piggyback on television and expect to make money out of SMS. If you're talking of alternate media, if you're talking of making money out of SMS, then it is roughly like 3 paisa for SMS.
And 4 lakh SMSs, someone had...
Pushing 4 lakh, first of all, you need to have 4 lakh subscribers to be able to...
No, not your case. Your case is only 250, but someone had 4 lakh SMSs or whatever, right? That's...
Like, have a big advantage because they already have a captive audience and the SMS costs 6 rupees. They can drive a very good bargain with telecom operators and get a fairly good share of revenue out of that.
True.
But there is established traditional media which is using another form of media to make money.
True. No, it definitely doesn't work for you. You're only capped at 250 subscribers. But then, I mean, for you it's an academic project, so we're not talking about money. But for the Yal Devi and other kinds of things, like even the page hits, Google Ads and the number of your page ranking and all make a lot of difference in terms of money you can raise through ads. I'm just talking about, since we're anyway talking about alternative in a different sense, I'm talking about alternative models of revenue generation. But
something we are, like, on our SMS thing, we do have partnerships with all the telecom. What they charge is 30 rupees per month. That's pretty much something everybody can afford these days. 30 rupees per month, unlimited SMSs through our, like, we provide them news, so we can send any amount of news services. The subscriber has to pay only 30 rupees per month, so they can get all the updates for the 30 rupees.
So you're saying 150,000 or so?
yeah, that definitely is a lot of money, but not for his case because they cap it at 250.
Yeah.
But
sorry. What would be your share in Sri Lanka as a content provider?
45.
45.
That's very good.
no, it is, and
Airtel to Sri Lanka.
and that's the whole idea of moving to the web and being a content aggregator and blog aggregators and other kinds of things, because you are not really paying for sourcing the content as much as creating a site where everyone comes in and then you are selling those eyeballs per click, right? And for that the numbers matter, and that's a very important source of revenue if you're looking at the future kind of thing. But again, I mean, there is no case studies on broadcasting, so I wasn't sure why it was. But new media, definitely. I'm also troubled with the fact that all of you are doing news, but you run into the same issues in terms of gatekeeping, in terms of ownership, in terms of control, in terms of what gets to be news, who decides, right? I mean, it might be Barkadat at the center, or it might be Payal at the local level. But I like the Bangalore model where you're at least involving some social causes in there, but at the same time it's a choice between you're basically describing yourself as unbiased, objective and all that, but it's still very, very top down, right? And ideally, an ideal model in my mind, I may be wrong because Sajan is the expert here in community radio and maybe Supriya also, but for me, a genuine community radio is where it's run, operated, decided on by the stakeholders. And yeah, you run into problems of knowledge and other kinds of things, but they can be facilitated in the initial thing and then transited to the actual people running it themselves. But I'm the outside, I don't know much about community radio, but in terms of convergence of technology, all these anyway become moot in a few years, I think, because we are moving towards a completely new media kind of environment where I'm actually talking to PV Satish and others about doing multimedia on the net for Sangam Radio. And because, I mean, it's all going to be one screen anyway, your telephone, television, internet, your radio, everything. And that is when I'm more excited, because what McBride talked about in the 1970s and 80s about one world and many voices, when the whole non-aligned world was crying about a balanced news order, it really has the potential to come true, because on the web, I can access my local station in Connecticut, sitting in Singapore. Right? So the plurality comes from there in terms of I can access Sangam Radio if it's on the net. I don't need to be in that 50-mile radius or whatever. And that, I think, is the true potential of new media in terms of community radio, in terms of things. And it's very easy to do. It's practical even now. And if you have to see an example, for all of you have iTunes, go into the radio channels. There are at least 10 or 15 Hindi radio stations run by individuals. Just Hindi songs or whatever. And you don't run into controls, you don't run into licenses, you don't run into anything. But that's the kind of future I'm looking at in terms of small radio stations and small content producers and blogs and other kinds of things. I'm a big fan of blogs. I'm a big fan of those things because it definitely gives you that freedom that, but again you run into issues of credibility, you run into issues of accuracy and other kinds of things. Podcasting, everything, I mean, all those are basically different modules. They all tie into the same kind of larger thing, which is a multimedia kind of content production. Right? So you can have audio casts, you can have podcasts, you can have SMSs, you can have radio stations online, anything. It's just, the technology doesn't matter. I'm just talking about the spirit in terms of the convergence that Madan was talking about. So it's just about content production. We do Asian Voices, which my staff, Kalinga and Taruka, just source very interesting alternative stories. They even done a story on Bollywood music, because for them, both of them are from Sri Lanka. For them, Bollywood is very exciting. But they also did a story on Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. They did a story on film music in the Philippines and other kinds of things. And they put it up as just audio files that different radio stations download. Anyone is free to download it off our website, and they use it in their programs. Similarly, different community, I know Sangam Radio does some interesting programs. If they made it available, other people would be able to really use it. And that is where the multilingual option becomes important, because what we are experimenting with is to create a program and give a script with it. That people, we have basically an international track and the interviews. So the international track can be substituted by whichever language. That if someone in Thailand is downloading it, they'll get a copy of the script, they'll get a copy of the audio, and all they do is translate it into Thai and record the voiceover, and it's ready to go. So that's the kind of alternative options I was looking forward to. So, but pretty much it requires a tremendous sense of commitment over a period of time. It's very good, especially with blogs and all. It's very, very, the biggest problem with blogs is everyone starts a blog, within the first 3 months they're dead. So it requires tremendous amount of commitment to keep them going, and especially Chitrabani Radio. I mean, I'm a big fan of Father Robert, so which is where that's my 2 bits.
Thank you for excellent presentations, and I really enjoyed listening to all of you. And I would join Sandeep in, in saying that it it is important to kind of acknowledge the kind of hard work that has gone behind each of these initiatives that you have taken, and I'd like to congratulate all of you for really working hard and taking so much of effort to reach out to people. And just few quick, very short comments and quick comments. Yeah, I'm coming to that. I feel that any new technology which we are talking about, any kind of technology that we are talking about, I think it should have certain goals. It should have certain aims, and I think the most important thing about a new technology is that it should empower people. And I mean, it doesn't really, it is really not successful if it only kind of supports or strengthens the hand of people who are already powerful and already rich. So it really doesn't matter. And personally, I'm not interested in any new technology that does it. So all of us are here in this room to only discuss if this technology that we are talking about, whether it is a mobile technology, it's a TV technology, whatever it is, it has to empower people. It must attack the root of poverty. It must remove inequity. It must go in that direction. And it must be participatory, as Sandeep already highlighted. It has to be participatory. I think what I liked about Radioactive, when they mentioned that, they're kind of moving in a direction where they would like it to be transferred to the community, where community can own it. And that is what we discussed a couple of days back in a workshop, that ultimately the end of all these, when you're talking about alternative news or when you're talking about community broadcasting, is it has to be done by the community. So in the name of community, if you keep on running it year after year, it actually doesn't serve any purpose, and it's a farce, which we must agree. So I think every community, every NGO must have, which came out of that earlier workshop also, is that you should have a time frame by which you must decide that, okay, it is going to be transferred out to the communities. And, you may kind of play a role of a facilitator, but, not beyond that. So that is something which is very important, and I wanted to highlight that. I want to give you an example which is very relevant to this whole session. And you already know that we are moving towards the digitalization of the TV sector. The digitalization of the entire television industry is going to happen. You know that most part of it is actually terrestrial, and a part of it is digital. What you see, through these, TV antennas, it is coming to your direct home, DTH, which we call direct to home transmission. That alone is digital. But most part of India is actually having a terrestrial kind of an analog. So now we are moving towards a kind of an era where we only have digital technology, which is better quality of transmission and things like that. But what happens if you do it overnight, or if you actually do it, in such a fashion that you do not involve people who can't actually afford to buy, a set-top box, then what happens? They actually do not have access to any new technology that you have. And you actually kind of make sure that they don't get access to television sets. So that is not the objective. And that is why this has to take its own time, maybe a little bit more time, to make sure that everybody has access to this technology and everybody is a part of it. It is participatory. You don't leave out anybody. So that's the point I'm making. So, the academic exercise that you did about involving the community 250, my only concern is that, okay, how long will you sustain it? You have generated the fire in the hearts of people and maybe the hunger for news. But does it end with an academic exercise? What happens if you withdraw? Then if I am a villager, I am a farmer, I would definitely look for that service. But once you withdraw, what happens? I am in a void. I think that's very unfair. So I think that is something which we must definitely kind of look at. Now coming to the question that you asked me about which regulation regulates the news on mobile. My answer is it's banned. You can't have news on mobile. Yes, you can't have news on mobile. I mean, as per the government, though it is not written in such a black and white kind of a thing, but at this point of time, the regulation is that the news on mobile is not permitted. this has been criticized, this has been debated, this has been discussed. Yes, the news is not permitted. FM operators cannot have news. Mobile, you can't have news. And community broadcasting, community radios also cannot have news. We have discussed it, debated it, and I know it appears unfair. It's against the rights of people, it's fundamental rights, it's against constitutional rights. All that has been said. So before you say this, I will say all that. It's all that, you know, it's against all this. But the...
Can we use IPTV? That is already there. IPTV is already
IPTV policy, yeah, that is already...
Can we use in all this summer? Whatever is approved on cable and satellite is approved also on IPTV.
Yes.
It is. Can we have an NGO channel on IPTV? If it is approved,
Your channel.
No, but I don't have a license. We don't have a license for a website. As far as I'm concerned, there's no license for that. There's no
The
license
website
for a
is not
website.
there.
If I put streaming video on with IP technology, the technology is the same. You call it a channel, you call it. In the cable service act, you have to register your channel in the nearest post office or file.
When you actually go on...
Don't break the law.
When you, I think, yeah, you said it all. So when you actually go on to the, you know, on a computer, then you go into telecommunications department. Goes into telecom department. I think, yeah, I think telecom, if somebody is here from telecom, they'll be able to answer. At this point of time, news on, I'm telling you really, there were three, yeah, there were three people, there were three companies who started it. Who started the news, and I would not like to take names, very big companies who started UDial, especially this, you know, interactive voice service. You dial and you can hear news if you subscribe to it. And we had to write to them saying that you are not allowed to do it. You have seen that. Yeah, so that actually is not allowed at this point of time. I'll give you a very small example which may help you. This is the concern of the government, and I know you know, there are ways to handle it, but the concern, I'll give you a very small example, but a very significant one. Some time ago, on a television channel, not on a mobile news service, on a television channel, there was a serial which was being telecast, and there was one line about a saint in India who is revered. It was in a serial. There was such bad, violent riots in Jalandhar. The buses were burnt, and the administration's, the district collector's office was attacked. There was so much of a problem, and it was a very innocuous line. In fact, if you have to, you know, look at it, you'll say, what is it? But there was one particular community which took it so offensive that they actually kind of, you know, went. So the point I'm trying to make is that what government is concerned about is the sensitivities involved with these kind of, you know, the kind of news items, the kind of communities that we have, the caste clashes that we have witnessed in the past. Babri Masjid, the issue was one such thing. I mean, we really had to kind of interact and find out what is happening, how can we work out a solution so that nothing inflammatory comes on the, you know, television channels or FM radio stations. So these are certain sensitive issues that may not be a justification for banning the news altogether on all these platforms. I agree with you, but at this point of time, that's the concern. So till the time we handle this concern, that goes. But I'll come back to and I'll finish with this, come back to this, that whatever you do, I think it's important that digital technologies, the new technologies, DTH, or you're talking about mobile or IPTV or anything, it has to be inclusive, it must be empowering. Thank you.
Supriya, I have another question for you. I used to be at WorldSpace, which shut down last year, and one concern apparently is in the long term, there was no viability because digital satellite radio is banned for moving vehicles and cars in India. Is that right? Any chance of changing that, or is there any move to change that law?
I'm not aware. Okay. Maybe I'll get back to you.
Sure.
The commercial FM people absolutely campaign against that.
Okay.
They said any terrestrial, you have to use terrestrial repeaters. That is totally something they will not accept. So if you can do directly on the satellite, good, but
not that. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Okay, we've got about 10 minutes left, I guess.
A quick thing about doing news on mobiles. There have been a couple of societies that have got around those regulations by using it in the form of songs and doing other kinds of things. I'm not advocating it, I'm just saying they've done it in other countries.
Okay, we have just about 10 minutes. Yeah.
Discussion, then we go to the recommendations.
Yeah, sure. Okay, quick round of recommendations from each of the questions, etc.
I'll come back.
Sir, any recommendations for community radio? You would like to
No, I'm not going to talk about license and all that. But what I feel is community radio in India, it's a very difficult thing because of the diversity of language, religion, all those things. So we should try to create an Indian model of community radio. We cannot follow Afghanistan or Sri Lanka or some other model. It is not possible in India. We have to have our own model. And second thing is, Madam was referring to community participation. All our community radios, they have to have 50% community participation. That is the agreement in the license. So we have 50% community participation. Community participation should be 50% for all licensed community radios. So we are doing it, they are doing it, I know, and many of community radios are doing. Some may not be doing it. I am not going to going into that. But what I want to say is, Mr. Sajan was telling we have maximum number of community radios in Tamil Nadu. But each community radio, you can see it is unique. Even inside Tamil Nadu, even though we broadcast in Tamil, each community radio has its own listeners base, its own community, its own problems. So it's very difficult to even assemble all our Tamil community radios and then have common programs. But as suggested, if we have multilingual facilities, it may be possible. So multilingual may be another option. And my suggestion is we should have an Indian model, how to cater to the various areas of India. And these are the two suggestions. Anything else?
All right. My suggestion would be, probably it might be ideal for the government to set a time frame to hand over, and I would recommend 5 years. Because I think the first 3 years goes in trial and error, in setting things up, in experimenting with different formats, getting the community together, then looking at sustainability, so given all that, I would suggest that, 5 years should be the time frame that is set for a NGO or an institution to hand over the radio station to the community. And the other thing would also be, is to look at benchmarking best practices in different areas, like what Mr. Thangaraj just mentioned. Look at an Indian model. We do have DDS, but DDS works in a rural area. There have been no studies on an urban model. So my suggestion would be an urban would be different from what a number 20 is, which is in a semi urban area, to what maybe a Congo or a DDS is, which is in different areas. So because each crowd is different, the way people react are different. And an example of a metro station, a station located in metro environment is still not available. The data is not available. Because if I have to learn from somebody, whom will I look at for? I can't keep referring to a model outside India all the time. We need somebody who we could relate over here. So those are some things which I would recommend. That's about it. Thank you.
The 5-year time frame is actually makes a lot of sense because that is your life experience.
Yes.
So renewing it for yourself, think of royalties involved.
For community radio, I'm not in a position to make any suggestions. Can I do it for mobile if it's all right? Same point that she made. Can the government please look into this issue? Because we must realize that the fastest growing device on which content is being moved in India is mobile phone. Keeping the sensitivities of different communities in mind, problems involved, can the government look at the framing of broad legislation which does not kill the medium, but also keeps the interests of the administration in mind. There should be some clarity because, I mean, there's no point in, as you said, leaving a void. I would like to take it on a commercial scale, but the VC's money, I'll be sinking it if tomorrow the government says you can't do it.
Not 50%. It should be totally by the community. Of course, after 5 years we can transfer, etc., which is a good idea. But beyond that, I think in the content creation, we need to have the approach, maybe something that we have done, maybe something different. People need to go out of your studios. It has to be with the people. If you, whatever, because I have tried the other method also, bringing people into that is much easier because I am comfortable, because my place is very fine. But going into their place is not always, because there is no fan, because I had to carry my battery box to record the stuff. And then I must say that that is of course something actually really in the community. Whether I am from outside or inside, it doesn't matter. I am sitting there in the middle with the same style, same life that they are leading. That, I think, it may be a little too demanding because it will take me off my comfort zone.
Some very different media models here today, from the traditional FM-based platforms through to mobile and blog-based alternative media. One of the things that we've gained a lot of very useful information from in the UK as the community radio sector has grown, and it's quite a new sector in the UK also. The law was only passed in 2004. The first stations were being licensed in 2005 and on the air in 2006, so it's also relatively new. There's about 180 stations on air now. But for the last 3 years we've been doing an annual survey of the sector. It's compulsory for every station to take part in it. The regulator requires that. And it's a very simple form, but it gathers information from each station to a standard format each year, and including financial information about their turnover, sources of finance, numbers of staff, numbers of volunteers, how many hours programming, all this sort of thing. We're finding now that not only is this a very useful snapshot on a year-to-year basis, that it's already beginning to build a very useful longitudinal evidence base of the development of the sector. We're able to see the trends that are emerging, the way revenue is going up or down with the recession and so on. And I think it would be very timely to look at introducing something like this in the Indian context, not to wait for a few years, but now really is the time to start putting in place a systematic approach that can be done on an annual basis. And I'd certainly recommend that. I think there's a similar model we heard from in Australia. There they do it every 2 years. They have a survey of the sector, and every alternate year they have an audience survey. So and both of these things are important, but they need to be put in place on a systematic basis, but also on an early basis for them to be useful. Any other recommendations? Something? Any more?
One simple recommendation again. This could be a...
One second. Oh, he wants one without us. Or without him.
Big advantage of the biggest camera. That's the advantage of camera.
You have to be, you're in a place where the camera is already finished panning.
He's going back.
To the presenters?
Yes. To first, Professor Tangaraj of Kongu.
Yes, sir. Professor. Thank you.
MP Post.
Thank you.
To Professor Saxena from IMA.
Yes, sure.
Father Joseph from Chetnath Chakravani. To Pinky Chandran and from Radioactive. Yeah. Yeah. From Charan from Yaldevi. And Purit Vijay Vikrama from other Dhirana. Sri Lanka.
And now
Dr. Sandeep Mupri.
What was Sandeep?
Dr. Sandeep Mupri.
Thank you, sir.
Can
And
you
now-
give one? That you give one. That's one point.
One for.
Oh, me also. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Supriya.
And
you
we
give
jointly
one.
presented to.
And both of you give it to Supriya.
Sent to you, ma'am. Thank you for sharing.
And to our guest also.
And for you,
our guest Steve.
you have one.
No, the president.
No, you're the first person.
Supriya, come here. Sorry. I forgot our chief guest.
I'm sorry.
No.
And one for you.
Steve, you come, please.
Yeah, one for Madan.
Madan, of course. Madan, you are.
Hey, I mean, the whole box up then.
Then it won't make sense.
Then it won't make
Yeah, no,
sense.
just kidding.
It will be as good as
Yeah,
I'm giving
don't
you.
be okay. And one for.
Yes. Okay, thanks.
Yes, speaker. You are a speaker. Of course you are.